What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Otaku Puppy Podcast. I'm your host, Jay Rockfreak, and I am so stoked, or maybe deeply unsettled, is the better word, to have you all here today. Today, we're talking about a genuine masterpiece of psychological horror, Volume 1 of Minetarō Mochizuki's Dragon Head. First off, let me set the scene for those of you who might not have picked this up yet. Dragon Head isn't your typical shonen action romp. The story follows a high schooler named Teru Aoki, who is on his way back from a school trip when his train is involved in a catastrophic, mysterious disaster inside a deep mountain tunnel. The tragedy is absolute. Teru wakes up essentially buried alive, surrounded by the mangled bodies of his classmates, in complete and utter pitch darkness. There's no rescue, no clear idea of what happened to the world outside, and the air is thick with the smell of death and ash. Teru eventually manages to form a fragile alliance with two other survivors, Akko and Nobuo. And let me tell you, the dynamic between these three characters is where the book really shines. You have Teru, who is struggling to maintain his grip on reality, and then you have Nobuo, who is clearly starting to crack under the psychological pressure of the situation. Watching them try to navigate the literal and metaphorical darkness of that tunnel, while dealing with violent aftershocks that threaten to collapse their tomb at any second, is just incredibly intense. Now I have to gush about the atmosphere here. People often talk about how modern manga looks clean, but there's something so incredibly visceral and textured about 90s horror manga, and Dragon Head is the perfect example of that. There is this distinct, creepy aesthetic to the art. The way Mochizuki-sensei uses shadows isn't just to hide things from the reader, it's a character in itself. You can almost feel the claustrophobia radiating off the page. The gloom feels heavy, suffocating, and oppressive in a way that modern digital art sometimes fails to capture. It has that raw, gritty, ink on paper soul that makes your skin crawl. Reading this volume was an absolute experience. I honestly couldn't put it down. It's dark, and I mean really dark. It doesn't shy away from the horrific reality of what these kids are going through. There's no power of friendship saving them here. There's just survival, trauma, and the terrifying question of whether the world outside the tunnel is even still there. It taps into that primal fear of being trapped, of being helpless, and of watching those around you succumb to madness. I walked into this expecting a survival thriller, but what I got was a haunting psychological study. I genuinely loved every single page. The packing is deliberate, letting the dread build until you're just as stressed out as Teru is. It's been a long time since a manga made me feel this genuinely uncomfortable, and honestly, that's exactly what I look for in a good horror story. If you're a fan of psychological horror, or if you just have an appreciation for the golden age of 90s seinen aesthetics, you need to pick this up. I am absolutely hooked. I've already ordered the next few volumes because there is no way I'm stopping here. I have to know what's waiting for them on the other side of that tunnel, even if I'm scared to find out. Anyway, that's my take on Dragon Head Volume 1. Have any of you read it? Did the darkness get to you as much as it got to me? Leave a comment on our social media pages or shoot me a DM. I'd love to hear your thoughts, especially from those of you who have already finished the series. But no spoilers, please. I'm going in blind for the rest of this journey. Thanks for tuning into the Otaku Puppy Podcast. Keep reading, keep exploring, and stay spooky, everyone. J Rockfreak signing off.